Hello and welcome. My name is TyrionLanstr. Alright folks, it is our final day, our final sequence in our series on rebel leader killings. Today we've got the Bolton's boy out and it's time to talk about how to kill him. Alright, so first things first, I want to take a look at some reports that I've already gotten for us. So what I've done here is I've saved some reports on some level 4s and some level 5s. So as you can see here on this level 5, I'm hitting with a formation that is Julian, Enzo, and Theon in the front, then Arya, Jean, and then Sheila in the back. I'm pretty confident that the ones that are just absolutely standard are going to be Enzo, Theon, and Sheila for me. Then Julian, I really think he's strongest there. With him being a 3-star for me, it really makes a lot of sense to have him in. And then Jean, I've found that she's been best. She's better than Egbert. As you can see here, I use Egbert, and on the second hit, I get not much more damage, with everything else being exactly the same. So that kind of indicates to me that Jean was a better bet. And just in general, Jean tends to have a little bit more variability since it feels a little more random how she heals, whereas Egbert is kind of a solid shield and it's a little bit more consistent. Then similarly, as you can see on this last hit, I rotated in Sabrina instead of Arya, and I went up to 28.7%. It wasn't really clear to me whether this was vastly superior or not, but I also just now did some others to check and look. I did this one again, and this one I actually tried starting with Arya in the front instead of Julian, and as you can see, it's substantially worse. So I definitely think Julian in the front is superior. Here I'm back to Julian, and I use Sabrina, and I'm at 31% on this hit, so again, it's a little more variable, but that seemed like the strongest we were doing. And then I tried just rotating in like Soren for a second, but I feel pretty good that Sabrina is the better bet. And yeah, I just finished it off there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a level 4. We should talk about the level 4 first. Level 4s that I did, so I've got a report here, 70% where I use basically the same formation that I was using before. I had Arya instead of, what's-her-face? Sabrina. But as you can see in this level 4 hit, 71%, it's not going to be enough to ever one-shot it, but it's definitely a decent amount of damage. And then I think I have some other reports from earlier. Yep. So here's me using Egbert and Sabrina and doing a little bit more damage. So I think that Egbert works a little bit better on the level 4s has been my takeaway. But also we can kind of test around and see what works best. Even looking at Annie worked pretty well with this. So it seems pretty clear that Jean is going to be not as good when doing the level 4s. She's better for the level 5s. So let's go ahead and do a level 4 right now. Take a look at what we've got. 46. Let's see if we get anything closer. Alright, so this one is 19 seconds. And this one is 24 seconds, so we'll go with 19. Alright, here we go. So, gotta use some more motivation. Okay. Alright, so in looking at what we've got here, so again, we don't want to use Jean because this is a level 4, so I'm going to switch back to Egbert. And I think Sabrina's our best bet here. Just to show something different, I'll put Sabrina in the front and see what we think with that, if that's any better. Yeah, actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm being silly. Instead of doing that, I'm going to really quickly recall. I'm going to send it again. I'm going to put Sheila in the front. That's something I haven't tried, and I realize now that it really should have been this all along. So let's see what happens if I do this. I actually think this will work a little bit better. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before, but 100% Sheila is my second strongest. She should really go in the front. And we'll see. It may be that we decide that Julian in the front is better, but just fun to always kind of change things up, try different things, show you guys as many different looks as possible so you can make the best decision. Okay, only 73. I'm kind of surprised by that. Definitely not crazy damage. Why don't we'll finish this one off and then let's look at it and see what happened. Maybe we get a better story there. Maybe that Egbert didn't shield very well. Maybe that just Sheila's not doing quite as much damage as we would hope for. Not 100% clear, but I'll quickly just add on a little bit more. Okay. And There we go. And while that's going, let's just take a look at the video. Alright, here we go. So I think that in general, what's going to be really interesting about this one is, because it's a level 4, there is that added variability of whether or not we're going to actually be doing enough damage to get Enzo low and then kick in kind of his extra abilities. But we'll see. I'm intrigued to see what happened with this one. All right. Going. Looks good. As you can see, the only reason why you matter what's up front and what's in the back is just you get basically like one extra shot with them, and so they start using their abilities a little bit quicker, stuff like that. Not a huge difference, but every little bit counts. Sheila getting in one extra shot over Julian, you know, I wouldn't have expected that to make an appreciable difference, but maybe it does. Alright, so Enzo looks like he's holding up with a lot of health. We're only 30 seconds in. We'll see how much more of it he loses. Lost about 10k there. That's actually pretty good. Okay. As you can see, as we get into the second half, we really start doing a lot more damage because Theon's all stacked up. Julian's been shredding their defense a little bit. Enzo's got less health. Everything is working in our favor the longer that this goes. If there was a way to extend the timer on the fights, oh my gosh, that would make it so much easier to one-shot things. Alright, so Enzo is still pretty healthy for 10 seconds left. I think that's probably why we didn't do quite as much as we would like. We're still cracking 50%, which is important. It means that we're always going to be able to two-shot them. But I'm not seeing... I mean, Enzo's at 7,000 now with 5 seconds left. Yeah. I think that didn't quite go as well as I would like. I want to try using Annie, see if we can get Enzo lower quicker. So let's just really quickly with that Sheila in the front, because I did think that was an interesting change. Let's do one more. We'll do Sheila in the front. We'll do Annie as our healer or our protector, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how that one goes. We'll find our other 40%. Or 40 kilometers, sorry. 49. And that one's closer, yep. Okay. Alright. Here we go. So now we're going to switch in Annie. See if this goes any better. I think it should. It makes sense that it would. But again, it's just so variable. It's so hard to tell. Like, sometimes Egbert's going to just not heal quite as well, or not going to shield quite as well, and then Enzo will get low quicker, and it'll all of a sudden work. It's a little odd to me just how variable this stuff is, but definitely interesting. Ooh, that was way worse. Wow. Okay, so only 66%. Okay. So 73 versus 66, and a 73 that we didn't even think went that well. So I guess that the honest truth is that Sheila in the front isn't as good. I get it on some level that getting Julian's ability off as quickly as possible, like, it just shreds so much defense that it probably makes everyone do more damage. And so even though Sheila in the front seems like she does a little more damage right off the bat, I think that probably Julian, just for his, I mean, look at that, he's reducing the target's defense by 12,950. Like, that's a lot. I think that's probably our strongest, and then I guess it is with Egbert, so we'll leave that in like that. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about really quickly is just what like other formations you might use if you don't have Theon Awakened, if you don't have Enzo Awakened, and all the rest of that. So basically, with the bows, it's really tough. Like, there's no one that counters them, so it's a little bit harder. I would say that, again, it always is going to depend on what level opponent you're facing, but let's just, like, find another level 4. Alright, so in theory, if I'm doing this fight, they're gonna make me, alright, then I don't want to fight a level 4, hold on. Let's just find a level 1 or level 2 and pretend that that's, here, there's a level 1 right here. Okay, we'll pretend that this is what I'm fighting, so here. Then I only need to use 2 of these. Okay. Yep. I'm not actually going to hit this for the record. I wouldn't want to do that to my alliance. But, okay. Talking about what we would do, let's pretend this is level 4. So if I don't have Enzo, I don't have Julian, and I don't have Theon, Again, it depends a lot on the level of what you're going against. In general, I would almost always use Jean. It's not important now if you don't have Enzo in to actually be keeping someone low. You just want Jean actually for the attack buff that she gives. She gives 3,914 attack to everyone. That's really good. Definitely want Sheila. Definitely want Sabrina. I would say you probably, so you don't have Julian. You probably just want your highest damage dealers. So definitely like Arya, and then like a good tank, maybe Garel, and maybe either Barrett or Mango if you have like Mango or Meryl just got awakened. If you have Meryl awakened, that could be good. Maybe he's someone that could go in right there. That could be pretty effective. And again, it just depends on who you're going against and what you've got. In general, because it's bows, there's nothing that actually counters it, so it's not like you need to use bows in here. You really just want your highest damage dealers. So if you do have a higher damage dealer, like if you have a fully awoken Sorin, I would definitely use that. If you have a fully awoken Obene, I'd probably use that. Like anyone that's fully awoken, that's a high damage dealer, you should use. So I hope that helps people. Oh, you know what? Maybe you even use like Arslan. If Arslan's fully awoken for you, he could be probably pretty good. So it really just depends on what your account is, but just throw in your highest damage dealers. Throw in Jean, Sheila, Sabrina, and then do your thing. I actually think, especially if you have Sheila awoken, I'd probably put Sheila in the front back for this one. Yeah, probably so. Alright, but I hope this was helpful, folks. Hope you learned a thing or two. And until next time, my name is TyrionLanstr, and I'll see you then.